come on Mr. Owl, you have to help me because I am being led astray, get it, by a cat at work. Well, g'day and welcome to this week's LeaderBite. Today we are going to be specifically talking, that is an @ symbol, about being at work with people. What you and I both do every single day, okay? We're at work with people, or we are people at work. And when I say that, we are people that do our jobs. We work. And when we work, what we're doing is we're in the role, we're at the computer, we're actually completing the goals of our role. However, at the same time, to do that a lot of the time, we have to work with people. And when I was in college, there was an interesting theory that I stumbled across that referred to this idea of drama in the workplace while we were working with certain people, or while we were people doing work. Because we all know, you and I know, that we have to involve other folks to usually accomplish our job, our goals successfully. And in doing so, Mr. Karpman back in 1960s came up with a really cool drama theory that was a scripted kind of role that plays out in every situation, especially in the workplace. And you and I both know these type of characters. The first was that of the victim. And the victim's end goal is attention. And whether they're being a victim to themselves by saying circumstances are coming at them and they are powerless to do it, and they say to other people, you know, or they say to themselves, I'm powerless. To other folks, they may say, look at me, here's a story that I'm sharing so that you can look at me, give me attention so I can feel better about myself and not so powerless. So please look at me, I'm a victim. The second role that you and I both know plays into this drama series quite well is that of the villain. And the villain's end goal is self-preservation. Self-preservation, they like to blame. A lot of the times when they're talking to themselves, and you're a villain to yourself, I'm a villain to myself, I say, you know what, I shouldn't have eaten that cupcake. That cupcake is stopping me from reaching my goal. You know, when they look at other people and they look out there, they should have done it this way, they should have done it that way. There's a lot of should floating around everywhere. They just don't get it, you know? And then there's the third part of this drama triangle, which is that of the hero. And the hero's end goal is to feel good about themselves. Not so much like the victim where we talked about acceptance or the self-preservation of the villain. The hero is about feeling good. You know, it's accomplishing the short-term gain and that can sometimes lead to long-term pain because they're not actually reaching the core of the drama, the core of the issue. So a hero to themselves may say, you know what, I just went for a 5-mile run or a 5-kilometer run. I'm now going to gorge myself with food. Or now that I've worked so hard, I'm going to go do some exercise to blow it out. You know, I want to feel good for doing what I do because I am a hero. To others, they may say, this hero, oh, it's going to be okay. What can I do to support? And in fact, if we take an example in the workplace, pretend that here, Mr. Miles here is a victim, and he runs up to this hero, the wise owl, and says, come on, Mr. Owl, you have to help me because I am being led astray, get it, by a cat at work. So the victim points to the villain and says, hero, help me with the villain. And the hero, of course, will say, sure, let me go talk to this villain. If I talk to the villain, maybe you will no longer be a victim. But there's problems with that. And you know this as well as I because the drama plays out the same time all the time. The hero goes to the victim and says, I hear that you've been bullying the victim. Well, the villain then goes up to the victim and says, why didn't you come directly to me? And the cycle continues. If the victim goes to the villain could turn to them and say, well, I no longer want to help you with that project. I no longer want to get you that information. And the cycle continues, the cycle continues. So you stop there and you say, well, if this is a drama circle, how can we work with people effectively without starting the drama or staying away from the drama? And the first is by taking a completely different mindset and changing the labels of these three parts of the triangle. The victim should become an owner of circumstance, where they have the ability to respond to every situation versus being a victim of every circumstance and situation. The villain, instead of becoming a villain, should be a challenger and believe the best in the owners and say, I believe it enough that I can positively and healthily challenge you to what it is that you are. And therefore the owner, instead of saying that they are coming at them and they're a poor victim of circumstance, say, oh, they're actually just challenging me so that I can own this with more responsibility. And then finally, the hero, instead of swooping in and being a negative hero in certain situations, really just needs to be a coach. And you know that great coaches use a lot of questions, and instead of swooping in saying, I'll save you or let me give you the advice on how to win in this situation, they point you, a victim or a challenger, an owner or a challenger, in the right direction, and therefore saving the drama for your mama. As you step back this week into your roles, which one of these roles have you potentially taken on at work, in your life, with your wife? You know, are you a hero to your family? Are you a villain in the workplace? Are you a victim when you're in the car by yourself? What type of drama and situations do you create for yourself when instead you could step in and really own the situation, challenge other folks, or potentially be a coach to lead other people to be their best selves? Great thoughts for this week's LeaderBite. I hope you can comment below, and we really appreciate all of you who subscribe. We'll see you next week. Cheers.